What's up, YouTube fam? Got a little movie review today. Guess what it is? Ta-da! Junior. This is a 1985. It's actually known, I looked this up on IMDb, and it's actually known as Hot Water. Okay, I guess they renamed it to Junior, maybe it more fit the description of how the movie went because it's basically about this guy, Junior. All right, it's a typical 80's slasher slash killer slash. It's a lot of fun to watch. It's very corny. It's very cheesy. It's B-rated. I love it. I love movies like that. You get plenty of. I wouldn't say actually. This is what made me look them up on IMDb because it was a little bad acting, but then again, you could see the talent in some of the actors. So you knew that, all right, some of them might have a little something. So that's what made me look it up. All right, but I want to kind of give you a rundown real quick about the movie. Spoiler alert. All right, it's about these girls getting out of prison. They go to this small town. They want to get away from the city. They've been working the streets all their life. And, it's kind of hot babes in the woods type genre movie. And they get there and the sheriff doesn't want them there. And pretty much everyone else is having fun with them, kind of like I spit on your grave kind of situation. Well, I mean, it is a knockoff movie. There's no doubt about that. But at least it was a standalone. They didn't do a sequel, even though they left at the end where it could have been. It's been way too long now. No one even knows hardly what the movie is or anything about it because it's kind of fallen into obscurity. It is on moratorium, but I do have a copy of it right here. Don't ask me how I got it. No, it's a VHS burn that someone sold me. And sadly enough, I actually have this on had it on VHS. I think I gave it to my son or something like that. Gave all those VHSs away, and that's a sad thing too because it turns out those things kind of like vinyl records. All that kind of old stuff, 8-track, all reel to reel, all that stuff makes a comeback, and it starts getting more and more valuable. Look at the price of vinyl's really making a comeback, but I was told a couple of years ago that VHS was on the rise, and this was someone that works at Goodwill, and they had started pricing the VHSs a little higher, and they said, better get them now because they're only going up. It's kind of like classic cars, right? Well, I digress, as I usually do. I get off my choo-choo. But anyways, back to the story, back to the plot, for lack thereof. All right. Well, they get off into the woods, and yeah. Well, anyways, let me get back to what I was saying, and I'll get back to that. I had a VHS copy of this movie. Later, I bought one of those VHS converter to DVD player, burner, recorder, whatever you want to call it. And I had recorded like 100, maybe more than 100 of my VHSs and converted them over, which incidentally I also converted Out of the Dark, which you cannot get also. I'm very proud of that, and it was a very good copy made because the VHS was basically untouched. I only watched it a couple times, and it was like watching brand new. So it wasn't a lot of grain. But when I converted my copy of the VHS over to DVD, it's actually better than this one because it was in better shape. The beginning of this one's a little rough and grainy, but it's not too bad. It's definitely watchable. So, without further ado, let's get back to this storyline, if we want to call it that. All right. So they're in the a marina. They somehow know that they bought this marina, get out of prison. They got all this money to buy this marina, even though it was a dump, right? All right. So Junior and all his frolicking pals and everything's giving him a hard time, and she ends up befriending a couple of the local guys, the two girls, Casey and Joe. They befriend Bud and Luke. Okay, and the sheriff doesn't like that because they're supposed to be hometown, boys and their own and all that kind of stuff. They supposed to be some of the good old boys, right? They're not in the good old boy network, evidently. So Junior, I'm going to give you kind of a rundown. There's a lot of killing, all kinds of stuff going on. It's basically like mini porn and everything else. And, typical 80's B-rated, streaming low budget movie. Okay. But I love it. And it was done on real film, so, it may not have been 35 millimeters, probably a 16 millimeter. But at the end, the plot twists with, you think that Junior's got this crazy looking psycho mom, right? The mom looks like it's played by a guy. We don't know exactly who that is, and I'm going to get to that in a minute. But they put all this weird makeup on and kind of almost look zombie-esque. And, well, you're thinking that the mom is sending Junior out to kill everybody, which ultimately at the end of it we find out that the sheriff is sending Junior out to harass everybody, but the sheriff is actually the one doing all the killing. Okay, well, long story short, that's pretty much the gist of the movie, and most of the people die in it, with of course, the struggling actors survive at the end. But let's get into what I really want to talk about. Okay, I pulled this up on IMDb, and I got a huge shocker. A shock to the monkey. Pow! I'm talking about, I did not see this coming. Now, I thought the dude that played Junior, which is Jeremy Radford, I thought he was slightly familiar. I thought I'd seen him somewhere before, one of them faces. And I thought his acting was superb compared to most of the other acting in the movie. All right, now, I looked up him on IMDb, and this is where my shocker came in. This dude has been in 112 movies and TV shows, mostly TV shows. But where I really recognized him from, and I fell out of my chair, all right? Not literally, but you know what I'm talking about. He was Nick Vera on Cold Case. I could not believe it. I was like, holy smoke, I knew I seen that dude. I seen that face before. Now, he had gained a lot of weight. Now, I've seen recent pictures of him, and it doesn't look like he's that heavy anymore. But, man, was I so surprised when I read that. Now, also, the girl who played KC, Suzanne, I wrote her name down. What was it? De Laurentiis. Delaurentis. I don't know how you spell that, but she's not really a big actress, but she wrote a few things. She had like 7 actresses. She was in 6, directed 2 things. She wrote 7 things, but she was a producer of 40. And one of those being Rocky V. Executive producer, no less. Very surprised at that. Okay. Now, we go on to Jo, played by Linda Singer. She's been in like 20 movies. Decent, but nothing really catchy. Nothing really caught on with that. And the one who played Bud was Michael McKeever. He was an actor of 7, not really big much. But the guy who played the sheriff, Ken Roberts, he's been in a bunch of them. He died in 2017. He was in 73 movies. But lots of very good movies. So many good movies, I couldn't even write them all down. Just one wouldn't take precedent over the other. But the guy who played Luke, or was it Bo? Yeah, Bud. Michael McKeever played Bud. Yeah. And Cotton Mathers played Luke. But the thing that surprised me about him was he was an actor in 7 movies, but he was a stuntman. And he was a stuntman for a lot of really big movies, a lot of awesome movies, and 109 of them to be exact. So I was very impressed with that. Now, getting into, they have Alana Perry played Sally, okay? But even on IMDb, I can't find it nowhere. I need to look in these credits really close. I might have overlooked it. But on IMDb, I cannot find, not even uncredited, I cannot find who played the mom, okay? On here we got a real estate agent. We got, they even got Killer that played the little dog in there, Scruffy. They even got that. And the real estate agent, they mentioned the B&E suspect, which we don't even see that in the movie. That obviously landed on the cutting room floor. Thugs even, morgue attendant, more stuff now Thugs was in there. But come on, the morgue attendant, I didn't see that anywhere, at least in my copy of it, or copies of it. So, but, I mean, the rundown of the movie is, to me, I want to find out, it's a quest. I want to find out who played the mom just because that's something I want to find out. And if I can, I'm going to pause this real quick, and I'm going to skip to the end, and I'm going to look really close, and I'm going to get right back with you. Hang on just a second, because I got it. I got another copy in the Blu-ray player right now. All right, I'm getting close to the end right now. I figured y'all might want to hear a little chainsaw action. All right, let me skip toward the end, and I'm going to see. Like that, don't you?
Now we're gonna have some real fun.
Real fun. Yeah, y'all wish I was playing this right now, showing you what this. No, you got to watch the movie. Okay, here we go. Pause on. Got Casey. All right, pause that. Got Casey, Joe, Junior, Bud, Sheriff, Luke, Sally, prison guard, gas station attendant, Junior's party girl. So all this was mentioned on IMDb. Thug 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thug's girl, electrician, B&E suspect. Don't know who the hell that is. Morgue attendant 1 and 2. Real estate agent, Scruffy, played by Killer. That's it. No mom. You bastards. I don't know how I'm going to be able to find that, because now if this was a more notable movie, now it says it was made in 84 here, but on IMDb it said 85. That may have been when it was released here. Okay. Or because actually, the guy who played Nick Vera on Cold Case, Jeremy Radford, he's Canadian. So this might have been filmed in Canada. I'm not really sure. I hadn't gone that far into it. But anyways, no mention of mom. So if any of y'all out there know who played mom personally, let me know, and I'll add this to the video. I'll put a sub video in it. All right, y'all.